Hey guys, what's up? It's Phoebe from Alternative Twist Radio. Today we have the guys from WeAreJackStrong. They're a SoCal band. This is Greg Oliver on bass, Dan Scott on guitar, Chaz Benedict on percussion. Welcome, guys.
Hi, Phoebe.
Hey,
Hi,
Phoebe. How are you doing?
Good to be here.
Good. Yes, I'm so happy you guys are able to come on today and chat with me. So the main name of your band, WeAreJackStrong, it's quite a unique name. None of you are Jack Strong. So tell me, who is Jack Strong and what's the story behind the name?
No, we are all Jack Strong.
Yeah, as Chaz alludes to, the story of Jack Strong is a story that we invented. He's an imaginary character, but it came from the lyrics, reading through the lyrics to the songs without the music, and just talking amongst ourselves about who would write songs like this, who would write about these things. And so we invented a character who'd be the writer of them. And to keep the story short, I'll go fast. He's a guy who was raised badly and did a lot of bad things in his early life because he thought that was the way to be. That's how he was raised. And later on, he found out, he came to a point in his life that he didn't want to be that person anymore. He grew a conscience somehow, and he wanted to change. And that's where his story got interesting, because it's later in life. He's in his mid-30s, and he wants to be a different person, but there's really no way to do that. So he learned how to become he struggled to become a better person, and he learned how. And I don't know if he ever does or not. We're not done reading his diary, but when we get done, we'll report it to everybody. But
his journey continues. His journey is ongoing.
Right.
As he speaks, and every
as
time
we discover more in his diaries.
So he gets
right, like you said, the saga will continue.
Right.
He gets better as he goes along, and and the songs explain what he does to get that way. And the people who like the music listen.
I really liked your story about WeAreJackStrong, because I kind of I feel like I went through that a little bit in my youth, a little similarities. So maybe it's like Jackie Strong or something.
Well, that's the thing. At the end of it, at various points in the show, I say we are Jack Strong because all three of us are, and I say I hope you are too, because I hope everybody's who's had problems, which is just about everybody, is working hard to overcome them and become better.
Yeah, when you listen to the lyrics of our songs, you'll hear themes that everybody has gone through. There's just those general themes that we all go through with our relationships and our lives and our families and all those things. And those are the things that draw us, that we want to write about and that we want to talk about. And putting a name and a face to it, Jack Strong, as the person who experienced this stuff is really important to us, because it really personifies. It really makes the song about somebody in particular, and not just general population. It's actually about Jack, and we hope and we're pretty sure it happens that the audience is going to identify with it and say, oh, I've been through that. I went through that with my wife or my brother or my sister or whatever that we're talking about.
And one of the songs that you guys wrote, and I particularly love, is Betty.
Never Ready for Betty. We've all met somebody, male or female, you've all met somebody that you really wanted until you got them. And then you found out what a handful they really were. And Betty is a handful. An international handful.
Right.
A universal concept.
That's right.
Yeah, I think
she personifies the type of person.
Yes.
It's the be careful what you ask for, because you might get and now what do you do with it?
Talking about other projects you guys have, Greg, we're happy to have you as one of our podcasters on our station. So
thanks,
Greg, why did you decide to do it? Tell me your thought process behind it.
Okay, well, for anybody that doesn't know, the podcast that I've been doing is about, it's called Being Independent, and it's about being an independent musician in a band. because, and the reason I chose to do it was because I saw time after time different people that were good players, good musicians, starting a band thinking that that's what you did. You just play in the band and that's all you do. And the difference between that and all the different things that you have to do in order to be a successful musical act is huge. And there used to be a whole network of people, managers and booking agents and personal agents and tour agents and all these guys that would take care of things for you. And you really could get away with just playing. And when I started out in the business, you really could get away with just playing music. And somewhere a long time ago, so long ago that it doesn't matter, all that changed. And you had to do everything yourself. So if you're going to be a musician now, you better figure out how to run your rehearsals very economically, because you're not going to get a chance to just rehearse forever. You've got to figure out how to book yourself. You've got to figure out how to do your social media. You've got to figure out how to create collateral for social media, like how do I edit pictures, and how do I edit video? How do I take video? You got to know an awful lot of stuff. So anyway, the podcast is me talking with, each show has probably 5 or 6 different musicians at different phases of their development, whether they're international touring acts like Killian Duarte is, or if they're national providers like Chris Holloway was, or local acts like WeAreJackStrong and Surf Farmer and Putting on the Fritz and Coastal Groove, the other bands that I've talked to. And we talk about, well, where are you when you run your rehearsals? And we found, I'll give you an example. I haven't talked to the other fellas about this, so they'll find this interesting. When we talk about how one band, local band, ran their rehearsals, they get together and they decide there at the rehearsal what they want to play. And usually they haven't practiced that stuff at home, but they'll run through it and listen to it, maybe listen to a recording in the rehearsal and do it. And our rehearsals are run very differently. I always make a list of what we're going to rehearse. I always provide the guys with a recording of the last time we rehearsed it. We record every rehearsal. So everybody has an opportunity to be practiced. And when they show up, you're supposed to know the song. We're only running through it so that we can make sure that it's as tight as we can, because we really pride ourselves on being tight. And it's worked so far. At the other end of the spectrum was my friend Killian, that I mentioned already. And he just did a national tour with an act that he got picked up as a hired gun. He plays bass. He's an amazing bass player. And all those guys they practiced for 7 weeks on their own at home to recordings. They had 2 rehearsals, and then they did a national tour. So there wasn't a bunch of rehearsing it and working it out on in clubs to figure out what they're going to do, but they're consummate musicians. They put it together all on their own, personally. Got together, ran 2 rehearsals, and those, he told me, were equipment rehearsals to make sure the equipment worked right, to make sure the show was staged properly. And then they're on the road. So there's no room for error. If you think you're going to screw around and practice and not practice and come to a show, you're never going to make it in that league. And everybody thinks they're ready for that league, but that's what the podcast is about. Is saying, this is where the big guys are, and you're somewhere along the line. So it looks like this. The end looks like that.
Yeah.
And Phoebe, it's not lost on us that we have somebody like Greg in the band who has that kind of institutional knowledge about how bands work and the best way, the most efficient way to get to that point. Because, and I think Jazz would probably agree with me, I've been a musician for a long time. I've been playing guitar for a long time, and I've got chops, but I didn't have that, what Greg was just talking about. I didn't have the experience in that, and I didn't have the experience about being an efficient and effective and a well-run band. You know what I mean? I was just like Greg said. You show up with your guitar and you know your parts. Isn't that all there is to it? Guess what? There's more to it than that. There's a lot more to it than that.
And I got to say that there's no way that We Are JackStrong wouldn't be enjoying the success that we're enjoying without having guys like Chaz and Dan. I can't believe how lucky I was to find Chaz 3 years ago, and then Dan joined us a year ago, and it's everything to me. I mean, I'm choking up. These guys mean everything to me. So that's where the podcasting.
I love it.
The idea of the podcast, frankly, is to create better bands and better relationships between bands and booking agents and sound guys and all the people that are part of the business in order to have a better music scene in San Diego. That's the idea. That's the grand scene.
I feel like a lot of our musicians, whether locally or internationally, they're all going through the same thing that you guys have gone through and are still going through. But I wonder if they realize, there's a common denominator in all this. And, we need to build a network of musicians and, a network of supporting businesses as well to help out the local artists. And that's where we come in. And I feel like we're just at the tip of the iceberg, finding so many amazing musicians like you guys and starting the network, talking to people, learning and growing together.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for that.
Yeah, Phoebe, it's interesting that you mentioned that because I can say that from my standpoint, it's been really interesting to see how we started developing relationships with, several other bands, Surf Farmer and Johnny Rock and putting on the Fritz and other guys that we're really enjoying playing with. We've been able to play on, some gigs with them. And it's so much fun to be able to talk about the things that they're going through and the challenges that they have and the beefs that they have and all the problems. It really does make it much more of a family atmosphere when you're out there playing. It's way more fun when you show up in one of those bands. We get excited when we get to play with those guys. We're like, oh, great, this is going to be a great gig because, so-and-so is going to be there.
Yeah, absolutely.
A community. It's a community of musicians, to your point, that we really enjoy.
When we play with Surf Farmer, and I say, so how are you guys making money beyond tips and getting paid? They say, well, we sell merchandise. And I'm going, really? We were thinking of having some T-shirts made. Who did you go with? And they go, oh, I know a bass player in another band. He and his wife couldn't get T-shirts at the right price and that were good enough quality, so they started making them on their own. I can hook you up with them. So it's other musicians who, like, I make a lot of video, I make a lot of photographs, I do a recording and stuff like that. Well, there's a lot of musicians out there that do all that stuff, and some of them really excelled at it. So they start a little cottage industry so they can make some money and help other guys build their bands too. I'm just amazed that every sound guy I know also does recording, or he has a video camera and he takes videos while he's there, and they'll give you a couple, and you give them a couple of bucks and they'll do that, or you play their party and they'll do this, or you give them a song. If I give them one of my songs to record, then they'll do a favor for, and it's a kind of a barter system among artists, and you're right, it's just starting, but I hear about it all the time. It's very encouraging. It's post-COVID. It's a COVID recovery kind of thing.
Yeah.
I like that everyone's communicating like what they do on the side, and how can it help out. I'm all about bartering, even as a radio station, so as musicians, it's amazing because it helps everyone out. But just the same as the radio station, bartering is amazing because then you find out, oh man, this person's really good. What other kind of networking can I do? Can I find out and can I learn from? So that's very important. And I don't know if the younger artists are doing that nowadays. Maybe not. I have no idea. But it's important to hone in on what other kind of interests you have outside of music so you can help people out in different ways.
I think they'll learn about it soon enough.
I hope so. I really do, because it needs to be explored. It's not just playing music. I mean, I'm not a professional musician, but I imagine it's not just playing music, and it's learning, lifelong learning too, finding out what else you like to do besides music to help out to continue to do music.
Well, the lesson is learned when your band fails. The lesson is learned. The lesson is learned when you've worked a couple of years with some people, and finally they go, "I can't take this anymore. We're not getting anywhere," and the band evaporates. And you've got the choice of either, "Yeah, you're right. You can complain that it's a hard business. You can complain that it was somebody else's fault. You can complain about all kinds of things, or you can say, you know what? We didn't do all the things we needed to do. It's something Jack Strong would do. Jack Strong, if he was here, he would pick himself up by the bootstraps and he'd say, all right, well, next time I'm not going to let that happen to me. I'm going to do something smarter."
Hey, Greg, I think we might be on a song here.
Yeah.
We might.
I'm glad you're recording this.
Yeah, well, this might turn into something. I
was thinking I was on a podcast, but all right, We'll make it a song.
Picking yourself up by bootstraps. I'm hearing the first line of a verse in there.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, I love it. Might be the inception of something, a new song.
Yeah,
huh? This is where you. That's too fun. So, what do you see the band doing now, and how about in the future? Where do you guys see the band going?
We just finished releasing 14 songs on SoundCloud. So those are available now for public consumption. We were sending them out a few at a time, we've done that. So we put them on SoundCloud. We're planning on making a couple of videos, larger scale videos, based on a couple of those songs, one of them being Never Ready for Betty. We've got gigs in the hopper, but right now we just went through a writing spurt, and we wrote 12 new songs. So right now we're in rehearsal on those. We're going to meet here in a week or so. Dan and I have been meeting, working out some of the some of the little details that go on between the guitar and the bass.
Yeah.
And then Chaz is going to join us, and he's going to bring his percussion and he's been getting recordings of our demos that we've been making, so he knows how the songs go.
And the drums will foul up everything that they've done.
That's correct, and we'll have to change everything then.
Right.
But he'll bring his.
This beat is not working.
Right.
We're going to come up with something else.
He'll bring his vocals, his vocal harmonies, and the percussion to the mix, and then we'll build the songs from there, and then we'll play them out for a while. We'll have 12 new songs in our repertoire, which is about an hour of music. So we'll add an hour to a music. Yeah. And we'll play those out for a while, and that's how they kind of season. Like, you watch people in the audience, and when they get excited, we got to do more of that. And when they start looking around for where their jacket is, we can't do that anymore. And so we work out the songs based on how the audience reacts and how it makes us feel. And then we'll probably go in. We hope to record those 12 plus 3 that are older, but we haven't recorded yet. We hope to record those 15, maybe even as early as the beginning of the year. So we've got videos coming, we've got new music out, we've got new music coming, we've got lots of stuff.
The way that the process has kind of worked, and we don't really have a set procedure on how we come up with songs, but the way it's kind of happened is that either Greg and I will come up with something, and then we'll get together and kind of work out kind of the bones of the song. But just last night, Greg and I were meeting and working on some songs, and it's so funny because so often we're like, okay, we're not really sure what we're going to do on this part of it. We got to wait till we're with Chaz.
Yeah,
so we're going to do something. Chaz will figure it out. So these songs have bones, but there's a lot of meat left to be put on the bones.
Yeah, that's right.
That we just basically say, we got to wait till all 3 of us are in the room and Chaz is in front of his drums, because frequently that's when it comes together. So often I've come up with songs, and Greg and I have worked on lyrics, but it's still not a song until the 3 of us are together and we're in front of, we got our instruments, and we start, jerking around with it. And then I'm frequently surprised in a very good way about how something changed directions completely. That's not how I envisioned it. This is way better. And it's because the 3 of us are in a room and we got Chaz with his drums.
Rock and roll is bass and drums, and a great guitar player. So I think we're right where we're supposed to be.
I've seen you guys play a few weeks ago now. This was probably on Father's Day. I've seen you guys live. Yeah. It's so much more invigorating, energizing to see a live performance, and not only just someone that you talk to, because I was talking to you guys before, but then it's different. Like, oh, yeah, that's the guy that I was texting. Yeah, I saw him on Facebook. Yeah, that's right. I heard him play. It's such a different vibe. And I'm also energized watching you guys play and performing. I was struggling to record because I wanted to dance when I'm watching you guys and Johnny Rock. You know, the phone, yeah. No, you gotta, no, baby, calm down. You gotta stay focused, you know. So I was struggling between being the audience and being there recording and trying to get, you know, good pictures that are not blurry and like, cause I'm too busy moving around and stuff. So, but that's how good you guys are to bring the audience alive. And I wanted to dance so much. I really did.
Me too.
I really.
Thank you. That's great to hear. That is great to hear.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you guys going to be playing any more gigs in the coming months in the area, San Diego area, Orange County at all?
We're going to be playing, for instance, the North Bar in Escondido on August 6th. We're going to be opening for a band called Kinney and the Day Drinkers. So that ought to be fun. They play classic rock covers, and we play originals. So it ought to be a good contrast.
We played there a couple times before. That's a fun place to play.
It's always fun.
Yeah. They got a nice following at that bar. It's cool. It's got a cool energy bar, you know.
So we'll have to check that out. If you post on Facebook, then I'll reshare it. Let people know, because people definitely need to see you guys play live. That JackStrong was awesome. I wanted to see Coastal Groove. Is that the name of the band, Coastal Groove? But I missed. Like, oh man, we had something to do. But all the other bands, Surf Farmer, I wanted to see too. So we'll have to stay on top and see where they're going to be playing next.
Well, you saw Johnny Rock, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And other ones. So I wanted to see the other bands that you were talking about. So Johnny Rock is amazing. You guys were amazing.
Tate's awesome. He's awesome.
Yeah.
I put some of their music in the podcasts so that everybody could hear them, and I try to introduce them to because they should be listened to.
Mm-hmm.
They've become some of my favorite guys. Yeah,
I love their music too. And I just did an author spotlight with Tate, Johnny Rock, so that was really fun too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and his book.
Yes.
Yeah.
I still have it right next to me. Yep. We'll do a little shout out to Johnny Rock. Hey. Here's your book.
Wow.
So why don't we take a pause and we'll watch the music video you guys sent over.
Okay, terrific.
Self-confidence of any movie star. It's gotta be her craziness that's gotten her this far. She always has the answer. She's always so damn sure. She's really just a sickness that impersonates a cure. She's ready from tip to tip. You're never ready for ready. Hey, it's a tip. She's ready from tip to tip. You're never ready for ready. Telling me I'm late to the party. People telling me I've wasted my time. I'm making better choices than I used to. Just trying to flee the scene of the. Just trying to flee the scene of the. Just trying to flee the scene of the crime.
was a great video. Thanks so much, you guys.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, I'm so glad you guys took your time to chat with me today. And so, guys, this is We Are JackStrong, which I feel like we all are JackStrong. We got a little bit of Jackie Strong in us.
All right.
There you go.
We're very happy that you had us on. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much.
It was very nice of you.
Really fun.
Check them out on their socials. We Are JackStrong on their website, WeAreJackStrong.com. And they'll be playing gigs in Southern California, so be sure to check them out. Guys, I'm so happy you were able to chat with me today.
Thank you very much for having us, and everybody come see us.
Yeah. Yeah, we really appreciate it.
Hi, I'm Chaz Benedict.
I'm Dan Scott.
I'm Greg Oliver, and we are Jack Strong. And if you want to get a hold of us, you can check our Facebook at We Are Jack Strong. You can check Instagram at We Are JackStrong. You can check our website at WeAreJackStrong.com. And you can go to SoundCloud. Guess what? SoundCloud.com, We Are JackStrong.
Thanks for watching, guys. Please share, like, and subscribe to our channel, and find us on all of our social media, links in our bio. Thanks.